Italian marine case. And it is an small case, but however, one or the other way, UPSC has relation with regard to saving the what do you say, with regard to protecting the seas, and also the fishermen that were who are venturing into the sea and all, right? So let us understand briefly with regard to this case itself, and then we'll go in detail what is the world law. UN Convention on Law on Seas is there. That convention is very necessary to for us to understand. But however, little bit of background with regard to this case is necessary in order to understand that law itself. Okay. And then what happened is that previously, okay, in the background, it's that in the 2012, there were two Italian Marines uh, named here, see, one second. Salvatore Girone and Massimiliano Lottere. These two people have committed a crime in the exclusive economic zone of India. Okay, they have killed two fishermen in the sense that they felt like they were actually pirates, okay, who were involved in piracy and all in the sea. So on that basis, they have killed two fishermen in India who belong to Kerala. And then with regard to that thing, the case went up to Supreme Court. Okay. And then there was a tussle that arose between the Indian as well as Italy. Okay, India as well as Italy were in tussle with regard to this particular case because they were naval officers of Italy, and it is ultimately it is a prestige for Italy itself, right? As an international player, it has to protect its marine, and also it has to ensure that those marines will return back to their soil. And then the case went into Supreme Court, but however, the Italy and India relations have been frozen. That is what it is. See, long freezing of diplomatic relations between India and in Italy. It was recently in 2016, and this diplomatic relations which was frozen is also seen in regard to nuclear supplier group. Issue where India tried to enter this grouping, but Italy did not support that group, entering of India into this group. So that is how the relationship got deteriorated between India and Italy. But however, the case was transferred to this international tribunal on loss of seas. Okay, and then this case was dealt by internationally. Initially, it is thought that it is Indian. It is jury since the Indian people have died here. The Supreme Court itself should take up the case. But since it is an international issue, Italy has flagged this issue. That is why this case was taken up, and then the International Law Tribunal Tribunal on Law has given a judgment, and then Supreme Court has actually analyzed that judgment and told that the judgment should be implemented. That is what the crux of this news today. And what is it that the judgment is that the court this tribunal said that these Marines will face the criminal prosecution in Italy. Okay, and then Italy will transfer some 10 crore to India, so that it will be provided as a compensation to the fisherman family. Okay, and then Supreme Court agreed to this, and about 4 crores is being provided to the each family, and then 2 crores. Rest 2 crores is going to be provided to the boats, the boats carried by the fishermen, the boat owners. Okay, it will be provided to the boat owners. That is what it is there. And then urgently it is said that Italy will resume the criminal proceedings against those Marines, okay, in compliance with this tribunal order. That is what the Supreme Court has said with regard to this particular case that is running. But thing is that what is this United Nations Convention on Laws on Seas? That is what our primary discussion here. Okay, let us see now. This is a multi-governmental establishment in the sense that this mandate, this international convention, okay, this tribunal has been established through this convention. Okay, UN Convention on Law on Seas. Okay, this convention has come out from this conference, third conference on UN Law of Seas. There were 3 conferences held, and ultimately the convention has been designed, and then this tribunal has been established through that convention. All right, and it has this tribunal stays at the Jamaica. Jamaica is in Africa, right? Right, and then with regard to this particular case, it has provided the judgment. But however, let us understand this UN Convention on Laws on Seas and where this tribunal is actually adjudicating, especially with regard to the provisions related to territorial occupancies of seas, okay, continental shelf and exclusive economic zones. And it is also trying to, this tribunal is also trying to provide some kind of transfer of knowledge with regard to marine technology as well as the scientific research that is taking place and all. It is also one of the way in order to exchange views and also protect the seas, right, and also ensure the reduction in piracy that will be happening in the seas. And it is very frequent in countries near to Somalia and all. Piracy is very frequent, rampant also, and in order to address that also, this convention on law of seas has been established. And then this tribunal is composed of 21 independent members. Okay, they are elected by the secret ballot by the state parties to the convention. Okay, India is party to this convention, right? That is why it has to adhere to this convention and then transfer the case to this tribunal. Since India is a part of this convention, it is respecting this international law. Instead of taking up the case by itself in its own soil, it has transferred the case to this tribunal. That is what that itself shows that India is a what is a international player, not just a what is a single-handed player. It is addressing, it is focusing on giving respect to international laws. That is and one or the other way, it is also very important, right? In order to push forward to the multipolar world order, international conventions should be strictly followed by all the countries, which is what missing with several countries. Example like China and all, they are venturing into the seas without following the this convention. And recently this tribunal has also given certain measures to China, but that China did not adhere to those adjudication that this tribunal has given related to its venturing into the Indian Oceans and the several seas. Okay, and then construction of its military bases across the South China Sea and all. That case went to the international this tribunal, but the tribunal has given its judgment, but China did not respect the judgment. But on the contrary, India is actually respecting the judgment given by this tribunal and then adhering to this judgment, right? It is that means it is showing that India is a credible international player, right? And little bit of information with regard to the how these oceans are regulated, how these oceans will come under regulation through this international convention. We'll understand. See, first thing, geographically understand this is a coast, okay, any coast, right? And then from coast here till 12 nautical miles, it will be considered as a territorial water. Okay, and then from this continuously from this additional 12 nautical miles, this 24 miles will be considered as this contagious zone. And then from here again, from the coast itself till the 200 nautical miles, it will be considered as an exclusive economic zone. And then beyond this, it will be considered as territorial waters. But whenever a foreign ship enters into our this exclusive economic zone, they should intimate our Indian Navy as well as Coast Guard, whatever the security personnel that were present there, and then come into this zone. Otherwise, they should not be entered into the zone. Okay, that is what the regulation. And then what is this exclusive economic zone mean? Because this country, which is within this 200 nautical miles, will have the right to exploit this ocean, exploit this area for its economic goals or anything. That is with regard to exclusive economic goals. Okay, zone. That is what I wanted to understand. All these parameters are covered in that convention, and this convention is being implemented through this tribunal. Okay, this tribunal will whenever the cases will come related to violation of these zones and all, regulation of these zones, this case will come into the international tribunal, and then countries will resolve their disputes among themselves amicably. That is very innovative way of dealing, right? Resolving of disputes. That is with okay, that is this all things related to this tribunal as well as this case in complete.